What's going on, everybody? It's your homeboy, Popular Video Games here, chilling out, maxing out, doing my thing. Welcome to my fan fiction of The Flash, Season 3, Episode 21. Let's get into this. The episode starts off with military helicopters firing missiles at Troff's HQ. Troff fires lasers back, destroying them. Two jets come out of the base, and the helicopters engage by firing a machine gun at them. The jets deploy a force field, deflecting the attack. Then one jet speeds ahead. The wings stretch and become blades. The jet slides through both of the helicopters, killing all members on board. Below, soldiers are seeing this, scared out of their mind, but still charged at the base. Ahead, unknown to the 50 soldiers, is a hooded Troff member with a double-edged scythe. The member waits until they get into the snowy trenches. The member then jumps 16 feet, cutting the heads off of 5 soldiers. Then jumps out of the way in the spot the bullets are hitting. The soldiers begin firing out of the ice trenches. Another Troff member appears above them with a sleeper simulant looking weapon. He fires a blast that kills 10 soldiers. The soldiers fight out of the trenches and manage to get to the ice enclosure. They make a few feet into the cave before they see it's a hollowed out base. The lights turn on. There stands an older Troff member. He appears to be using advanced cybernetics in order to keep up with the youngsters. He fires a grenade, killing 7 soldiers. He jumps down and the fight begins. The soldiers lay down heavy fire. The old Troff member slides and fires 6 bullets in a second, killing 6 soldiers. The soldiers hit the older member too much and his suit breaks down. 17 soldiers charge while 10 watch the door. Out of nowhere from the ceiling, a meta drops in, firing an electrical beam, killing the 17 soldiers. As the Troff member lands, the older one looks up saying, "Circuit, what are you doing here?" Circuit says, "Your ass is too old to be in this, 76. You realize we called you 76 because no one could remember your name, right?" 76 replies, "Whatever," and turns to the soldiers. The soldiers then turn around, but in the icy corridor, they see the member with the scythe and the member with the sleeper simulant. The member with the scythe is called Reaper. The member with the sleeper simulant is called Buzz. The military points their guns at Troff. Circuit fires an electrical ball, creating an electromagnetic field, taking the soldiers' guns from them. 76 says, "Give up." Then the soldiers pull out their knives and points them at the Troff soldiers. Circuit laughs, saying, "You know I have electrical abilities. What are you going to do with those pocket knives?" Then the soldiers commit the ultimate art of seppuku. The Troff members are shocked. "What determination," Buzz says. "That's more from your day, isn't it, 76? 76 responds, "The war for the 2 Americas. That was a good day." Meanwhile, in the far-off distance, Racer lays there. His suit is badly damaged, and his suit contacts Darkseid, saying mission failed. Darkseid is angry that they killed his creation. He says, "Ready the army for an all-out assault on Earth." Just then, the suit heals Racer enough for him to say that, "I'm alive, my master." Darkseid responds saying, "Good, my son. I'm glad you're alive. But it's still time for me to come down. They need to see their true God. What could have done this to you? I let my guard down. The Time Reapers, they look like they were breaking through." Darkseid responds, "My son, when I come down there, you no need to fear the Time Reapers. Hell will reign on the earth." Minutes later, Robert Queen is shown putting Firestorm's body into a machine. Firestorm wakes up minutes later angry, then he powers up. But it doesn't do anything but be redirected into the machine. Firestorm says, "How dare you do this to a god?" Robert said, "There's only one God, the Lord Jesus Christ. All of you are just lucky humans who got caught in an explosion." Firestorm says, "I'll rip your fucking soul out." Robert says, "Lovely." He then pulls a lever that begins to suck down Firestorm's energy forcefully to charge up the Earth beam. Back in Starling, the military is trying to hold out against EOD's massive onslaught. Harrison Wells is on the scene in an office. He says, "It's time for humans to win this war, as the Lord God intended." Argus mechs start appearing in Starling and Central City. In Starling, 2 mechs approach the outpost. One killing 24 EOD soldiers, saving the military. El Diablo runs into one of the mechs. The mech identifies him as EOD, lunges and stabs El Diablo in the chest. The blade melts when the sword passes through him. El Diablo, in anger, then makes a humanoid fire form around himself. The form grabs the mech's arm and rips it off with ease. The mech fires a laser at him. The astral creature's leg is destroyed. El Diablo shoots out and rips through the middle of the mech. He then says, "So, the government has gone this far, bringing machines into this." He walks into the distance saying, "I'll burn them all." Back at Central City, Troph is losing ground between mech fire and EOD fire. Mechs rain from the sky, turning the tide of battle. Harley walks down with the blood allure on his arm. A mech walks in front of Harley. The mech is about to attack Harley, but then Harley snaps his finger and the mech's internal circuits are going haywire. The mech falls to the ground. Sparks are flying out. It's done. Harley just keeps walking and says, "Siren, where are you? The devil is calling you. It's time to go to hell." Wow! At the same time, Troph Group 3 is being overrun with Hef and mech fire. Rip radios Barry to go assist. Barry questions on Wally's location and Rip's family. Rip says he's not answering, but he's moving. He's on the other side of the city. What's he doing there? Barry asks. Rip responds, "I don't know, but his selfishness could cost lives." Barry questions what is Rip going to do about Vandal Savage. Rip responds, "I'll handle that myself, Mr. Allen. Until then, you're in charge. Make sure no one else dies." An awkward silence is between them. Barry then says, "No one else will die. Make sure you come back." As the transmission ends, Barry arrives to see Troph and Hef members being eradicated by the mechs. The meta's blood, the human's blood, all stain the ground and they stain the mech's blade. Troph members retreat and Hef members advance. 4 mechs killed 10 metas in under 2 minutes. The mechs then turn their attention on the Troph soldiers. Barry runs using a sonic punch that sends one of the mechs flying. Barry then runs and punches the mech 100 times. Those were vibrating punches that cause loosening on internal equipment. The mech falls. The other 3 fires lasers at him. By the time the last laser gets a foot away from the mechs, the Flash is behind them. He phases through one of them, blowing up the mech suit. The last 2 charge after Troph members. They are firing back with no avail. Barry then says, "No more." And in an instant, the mechs were disassembled. Barry stands there and says, "No more deaths. No more because I was too slow," and runs off in the distance. Troph Group 2 splits into 2 parts. The first wave runs into Deadshot. The last wave runs into the lone meta of the Military Base 3 destruction. The first group engaged Deadshot from long distance fire. Deadshot hits every mark, killing 13 Troph members. The fire only ends when everyone sees a planet in the sky. It seems like it's coming," one of the members says. Deadshot uses that distraction and escapes. Black Racer runs on top of a building and says, "You finally arrived, my master." Apocalypse looks so beautiful. The second group engages the meta. The earth starts to quake, and then members found themselves being driven into a ball of a building. They are then slammed to the ground by the materials, killing the entire group. The meta walks again saying, "Don't challenge a god, you weak human shits." A mech falls in front of the meta. When the metal from the machine breaks off and crushes the internal parts, the mech falls, sparking and blowing up. The meta then walks past it saying, "Our members were killed by this?" "Those gods were too weak to walk among us. A god being killed by one of man's creation. It won't happen to me," he yells. Nissa walks crying about her failed attempt at keeping Laurel alive. She blames herself. "It's my fault. I should have kept her there," she thinks. Then out of nowhere, a piece of concrete hits towards Nissa. She dodges it and she turns. There is Tony. Tony laughs saying, "Sarah really did a number on that one canary bitch. I heard that bitch wasn't even recognizable by her lever." Nissa gets angry and charges at Tony. Tony then punches Nissa, sending her back flying. She blocks it with the sword. As she gets up, she says, "Don't you dare laugh." Tony smiles as Nissa charges at him, cutting the brick behind Tony as he dodges. He tears off a car door and throws it at Nissa. She cuts it in half and then lunges at Tony. Tony stops the sword strike, but when the enhancement activates, it starts burning through his hand. Then it's done. Nissa says, "What the?" Nissa is then hit in the stomach, sending her flying back. Tony says, "Since our last fight, I learned how to manipulate my body even better. I can focus it to one point." Nissa gets up, clenching her stomach. Tony says, "You know you're going to die, right?" says, good. Then I'll be able to apologize to Laurel. The clash continues. At the other end of Central City, task members are trying to move the final bit of members out of the way of gunfire, but EOD members ambush them. 35 of the final task members are under heavy fire from EOD. Iris is one of them. Eddie moves to the troops to cover them when he is headshotted. Patty and Iris scream, "No!" They can't see who did it, but it was Deadshot on a far-off building. Iris radios Wally. All of the Trials members hear her plead. 5 Trial members are running to assist. The task force keeps losing more and more people. EODs advancing on their location until only Iris and Patty remains. Their hearts racing, so is their mind. Iris grabs Patty's face and says, "Don't give in." Patty's crying, "They'll pay for what they've done." Then she opens fires on EOD, killing 1 member, but then gets face blasted by a meta firing blue fire. Patty lays there burning dead. Iris prepares for death. When Trial members finally arrive, the 5 members are strong enough to kill the EOD metas and soldiers without taking any death themselves. Wally and Barry arrive. They both start to argue. She runs and hugs them and says, "I love both of you so much." Then her body just falls back. Wally and Barry sees it because to them it's in slow motion. They both catch Iris. Barry looks and says, "Iris?" Wally just stares there. Then her head starts bleeding. She is dead. Wally then breaks down saying, "No!" They look up and see Deadshot on the building. Barry goes through his mind saying, "I must kill him." Wally and Barry runs up the building, each grabbing one of Deadshot's arms and running the opposite way, ripping Deadshot in half. They both run back to Iris, staring down on her body. Now, in the distance, new, more powerful metas have emerged from Grodd's Secret's task force. One walking, the ground is tearing up. One walking by the building as it melts. The other one, water stops in midair. Then, the air just starts blowing upward from the last one. Could this be the best and most dangerous threat? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Oh shit, I meant Flash. Fuck, I hope I don't get copyrighted. Alright, y'all. Thanks again for watching my Flash Season 3, Episode 21. Guys, 3 episodes are going to get uploaded today. Episode 21, Episode 22, Episode 23. Because this is the day that the Flash Season 3 comes out. I apologize. My stupid ass was procrastinating. And now I'm at the last point that I have to hurry and get these episodes out. So you're going to be seeing a lot of Flash today. I apologize, guys. It's on me. These episodes should have been out like 2 days ago. And now, you know, I procrastinated once again and I really screwed up. So I apologize, guys. I'm getting these done I'm not rushing them. So it gives you guys low quality. I'm actually just, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm giving you guys best quality as I can, but they're just going to be uploaded a little bit more frequently. These episodes are already written and partly edited. So it's not like I'm doing it all today. Alright, y'all. Thanks again for watching. Once again, this has been your homeboy, Popular Video Games here. Now, The Flash Season 3, Episode 1 is coming on the CW. Yes, it's coming on the CW today. And you know I'm going to do a review about it. Make sure to stay tuned for that. Peace out, y'all, and talk to you later.